If I were to say that police officers stole more than burglars, would you believe me? Well, you should. Because police use a practice known as civil asset forfeiture, in which they can take your property, be it a vehicle, your home, cash, a firearm, or just about anything. And they can do this if, let's say for example, you have a large sum of cash on you, and then you're in trouble because that officer can claim that your large sum of cash could be used in the commission of a crime. And so usually what that means is, if you're in a vehicle and you happen to have a firearm on you or a large sum of cash, then there have been cases in which the vehicle, the cash, and the firearm or firearms were all seized and never returned. And they can keep your property even if you are not charged with a crime. And if you're never charged with a crime, then you certainly cannot be convicted of a crime. And now that's just the criminal part of it, because you see, cops have another tool, and that is civil asset forfeiture through courts, where not you, but your property could be put on trial, essentially, where you have to demonstrate that that property was not used in the commission of a crime. And as you might imagine, that has created some interesting court cases in which property and not actual human defendants are named, and cops enforce this knowing what it is. And so you might be asking, how bad does this get? Well, we find out from the years 2000 to 2019, the Institute for Justice compared the amount that the federal government and local law enforcement sees in civil asset forfeitures. And what they found is exactly what I said at the beginning of the video, that US law enforcement take more money and property from the American citizen than all the burglars combined for quite some time now. And if you need a hard number, we see that from 2000 to 2019, authorities seized roughly $69 billion from the American people, and most of those people were never charged with the crime. And now Blue Lives Matter and people who defend cops will claim that cops don't use civil asset forfeiture to get money and resources. Well, I got some news for you, because not only do cops do this, but it has been well known for quite some time. Because back in 2012, a police chief in Columbia, Missouri named Kim Burton said, quote, "We just usually base it on something that would be nice to have that we can't get in the budget," end quote. And of course that would mean that police departments have been using civil asset forfeiture to supplement incomes, equipment costs, and general daily operations. And that is despite the fact that the American taxpayer already pays for their salaries and the military equipment that these departments across the country have procured from the federal government. And so in conclusion, Blue Lives Matter should understand the reason why people call police officers road pirates, because the only difference that I see between the average officer and a pirate are the vehicles that they tend to use.